Well, hello, everyone, and welcome. Yes, I know Catalyst is missing. He ran off in the last 30 seconds of that.
No, it's
And was
cleverly disguised as a chair.
it's
Took a new ability.
practicing the stealth skill.
Where in the world is
Prowl.
Ghosts?
But yeah, so you may have noticed that the seats have been shuffled around somewhat. And we have a new GM in the GM hot seat, so to speak. This
The
this
throne has been
season.
seized.
Yes,
I
precisely.
mean, you abdicated, is what really happened.
I mean, yeah. So, I guess take
You
it
ask
away,
nicely.
Andrew. But I guess we should do the whole like what's everybody up to part of the show where, you know. Oh no, I've got my delay still on my audio. I'm the
Uh-oh.
worst ever.
Okay, well,
Oh,
once
I'm
you
the
fixed
worst.
everything,
Hang on. I'm about to I'm fixing it. There. Now we're good. Now I talk at the right time as my voice should talk. I think.
Words.
yeah, so I'm doing great.
Hey, good. Yeah. Let's move past all that I just fucked up.
I've been trying to do all my Blades homework and get things ready, and I'm really excited to be running it. So I've never run Blades before, and I'm making a hack of it. So that's a mistake. Don't ever do
So
that.
so this is what this
Never
is
create
this
anything
is
ever.
this is you testing the system from a GM perspective because you haven't done that yet. So what
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
saying. I
It's
love
helping
it.
me get some insight into it. It's pretty handy.
I love it. I love it. Good. How about the rest of you? What
I've been
take
doing
turns?
okay. I went clothes shopping today. Got some nice new outfits. I've been playing a lot of Vainglory on my phone, and
New outfits and vainglory. But
yeah, well, what do you want from me?
nothing. I think this selfie you posted on Twitter is fantastic.
Well, thank
Everybody
you.
go
I
like
appreciate
Hyena Spots the selfie. You should. It's
All
really good.
it. Thank
right,
you.
I gotta go. The show's over. We're gonna go like the selfie.
You have to. You have to.
Plus 6 bonus experience for liking myself.
And how about you, Rubik's Catalyst? How are you? How are you
I'm
doing?
doing all right. I mean, I'm still suffering from 14 hours in a vehicle, but
Yeah,
it's fine.
it was worth it. It was a good weekend.
It was absolutely worth going to that masquerade event,
The first
even if it was 14 hours in a vehicle.
the first major plot point ever to happen Underworld LARP in a Western guild.
Yep.
There you go. It's pretty
And
sweet.
also the first big global thing to happen outside of Warcry events.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That too.
Basically, it was a really good event, and it was fun. And I have other videos talking about that, so I don't want to talk about that too much because I could talk about it for hours. But
Yep.
yeah, cool. All right, and I'm good. I'm fine. I streamed earlier today. Bloodborne, almost done. Almost done with the Bloodborne. I have to do the DLC and Gurman, and that's it. So
bad.
I just have like I think it's 4 bosses left, basically. Though I can tell that the DLC is going to be like aneurysm giving in terms of the rage that I'm going to feel. So I look forward to that. I played the first little part of it, and it was it's cool. All right, take it away, GM Andrew.
Okay, so can everyone hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. So we're undergoing a bit of a change in the crew. Because we're now y'all are gonna be Bravos now.
Yes,
You're officially
indeed.
just regular organized crime. And so I would like to get some of the mechanical stuff out of the way, and then we can go into some actual,
Of course.
description of these people.
Certainly.
So on your crew sheet, I've done a bunch of updating in terms of like the special abilities that are available to you and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But there are a couple question marks, like whether or not it is still appropriate for y'all to have thief rigging,
Probably not.
and whether or not your hunting grounds are for burglary at this point.
Yeah.
Also,
what-
probably not.
My questions are, yeah, like one, what is your main racket now? Are you all like extortionists, or
I'm kind of curious as to how much time has passed since
yeah,
our
let's
last game. Like,
let's
has
say
it
we've got,
been?
like, a couple months under our
Yeah.
belt here?
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Maybe like 3 months or so.
Yeah, because there's been, I mean, the district of Crowsfoot is a fucking disaster.
It's an
It's a
absolute,
war zone.
an absolute cratered war zone. Like,
Excuse me.
And so there's definitely going to be like a reconstruction effort underway. There's been a big shakeup in terms of the like organized crime in that area, both in terms of like, you know, the Sashes taking over the district, but then also like other things that y'all helped set in motion in other districts that are
They help set it.
I mean, you had your part to play as well, Sean. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
well, yeah.
So yeah, it's, I think y'all have probably had to lay low for a while. It hasn't been, you know, the weather hasn't been right for doing any big scores or anything with all the whatnot going on in the district. So
Mhm.
Okay.
okay, so it's been about 3 months. The mechanic, yeah, we should still deal with this stuff, like the mechanical stuff, as you said. Like, thieves rigging doesn't make sense because it is a thing that is specifically related to shadows.
it's like
Yeah.
tools, and we weren't quite playing it right, because it's not just 2 extra load, it's
Yeah.
2 load for
For thief stuff.
stuff, like tool or gear, tools
Yeah.
or gear.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have y'all replace it with
Bravo's rigging.
Bravos rigging if you want,
I'm fine with
Yeah,
that.
that
at
works.
no charge.
That
And
works.
that is 2 free load worth of weapon or gear items. So you can carry a pistol and burglary tools for 0 load.
All right, so now that Andrew is not
Hello.
curating the sheet for the group, which is what we were doing before because they're GMing, which one of us
Mhm.
3 is going to be the curator of group?
You.
Okay,
Yep.
all right. Bravo's rigging.
Yeah,
Done.
2 free load of weapons or armor.
Sweet. Oh, that's awesome.
No, it doesn't apply for armor.
Oh.
What?
Weapon or gear items.
Oh. Okay.
All right, so burglary should not be the main thing in the drop. What is the main thing in the drop? Is it extortion? Is it
What are
sabotage?
our options?
Okay. Let's look at this.
I
Or,
mean,
I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong rigging type. Let me just
Yeah, Bravo's rigging. You get
weapon
2.
or armor. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was looking at assassin rigging. So yeah, it's weapons or armor.
Yay, forever armor.
Yeah, and like the kinds of things that Bravos do, right, is very different now. Mostly around fighting,
Yeah.
but it's like extortion, sabotage, and smash and grab or battles. Those are your like XP triggering.
Extortion sounds good.
I'm
think
trying to
extortion seems
find this.
I'm a fan of extortion. I
Extortion
mean,
fits
not
with-
globally, but in this particular thing.
You've heard it here, folks.
I feel like extortion is essentially what we're doing before.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, like y'all were definitely drifting in that direction anyways. So now
Sweet. All right, so that's
it's like y'all are scary people and other people pay you to not be scary in their direction and not blow up
would
their-
our territory change here?
I think you still control a similar territory,
Okay,
um,
yeah.
which I've got you guys on that map.
We have probably stopped being in the shadows and have gone above ground now.
Yeah, has your lair moved? And do you want to change some of the qualities of your lair?
Ooh.
Because maybe the time for
Well,
'cause
here,
all the sewer stuff is gone. That's all been like literally destroyed.
yeah.
Like all that old infrastructure that the crew was using to get around is gone.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, although you're still in this substation, if you want to be, you could also move above ground and get set up somewhere. There's the Cow's Foot, which is a fence that you own, and you could
Yeah.
get set up out of there. It's a butcher shop /
Slash
fence.
fence. I mean, if we want to be really on the nose and be extortionists working out of a butcher shop front, like,
I mean, the
I-
bill hooks might come at you for copyright infringement, but
yeah, I kind of like our lair, to be honest. Our
Okay.
little under the bridge lair.
Yeah, maybe we
Um,
still just hang around in
I
there
think
then.
that's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
People know about us, but I'm okay with them not knowing where we live.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's one of those, like, people know we exist, and we're definitely a lot more free with our maneuvers.
With tier 2, we take the crow's nest and live there, and it becomes the firebird's nest.
yeah, because you're still tier 1. You're just firm hold tier 1.
Mhm.
And you no longer have Bell as a cohort, and Croak and Agni are gone.
Oh,
Okay.
rest in peace.
I mean, Agni probably had enough of Rubik's blatant racism.
Yeah, because she's not about that life. And then Croak,
It's also
Is
enough of your
too-
blatant racism.
for Croak, it was that this like Croak was into it when y'all were thieves, and now that it's becoming more aggressive,
It's
and
gotten
direct,
too
Croak is-
scary, yeah.
because of their
Because-
explosions.
Because he used to be soft, or he's soft.
Yeah,
they're,
they're soft,
like-
so
they're soft.
they're not interested in being involved in this like direct, violent pursuit, this business that y'all are currently undertaking.
Sweet deal. All right.
Which is why we have brought in
Birch.
Birch.
Yeah.
Wanna
Let's
tell
get
us
let's
about
get
your
a quick
character?
introduction. Yeah.
Yeah, so Birch is a second generation Dagger Islander. So he has lived in Akaros all his life. His parents died at an early age. They were killed by a possessed individual. And this caused him to take up his lot with the Spirit Wardens for quite some time. And he worked with them for a while. But due to reasons I haven't quite sussed out yet, he left or was kicked out or something of the sort.
And you weren't fully into the like masked spirit warden level. You were just like a subcontractor or something, or were you
Yeah, like yeah,
masked for a while?
yeah. So I think I had a mask for a little while, but it was shortly after that that I left because I was just like, no, this isn't for me. You know.
Okay.
So now he spends a lot of time in the fighting pits and getting the crap kicked out of him.
Okay, so that's your vice.
My vice is stupor.
Getting the shit kicked out of you is your vice. Oh
Yes.
my god, yes.
And yeah, I also have a pet, which is I've termed it a razor pangolin from the Dagger Isles. And it is basically this like large mastiff-sized pangolin with like really sharp scales and like a wicked tongue.
Yeah, I'm picturing like a barbed.
For those of you who are going, what the hell is a pangolin?
Look it up.
Google pangolin, and you will see it is.
They're
it is
really
a,
cute.
an
and
armored. It's like an armored anteater.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
This one hungers for larger prey.
Sometimes, yes.
I'm imagining it like hunting these like massive Dagger Isles like scarabs or something that are like cat-sized.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. In its natural environment.
Yeah.
Now
Here-
it hunts like stray cats. And
Yeah. Okay, and so who is the purveyor of your vice? And if you would like some help with that, I have some people I can point you towards.
yeah, I could use some help for that. I think in the book there was I forget the name. I should have written that down.
There's like a section for vice purveyors.
Yeah.
If I can just find it.
What class is Birch?
Oh, he's a hound.
A hound. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, and from his time from his time in the Spirit Wardens, the ability I took for him is Focused, which is I may spend my special armor to resist a consequence of surprise or mental harm, such as fear, confusion, or losing track of someone.
Nice.
I can also push myself for ranged combat or tracking by using my special armor.
Cool.
Okay, so people that will let you get beaten to crap in their fighting pits.
Rubik's.
I mean, it's definitely Rubik's style, but there's Sergeant Velk.
Mm-hmm.
So the military has a fighting pit that it's operating. Not an above board one, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
There's Grist, who's in the docks.
I think go. I think we got to go with the docks, though. I think we got to go with Grist at the docks.
Yeah, and that's other than that, you might be in some of the like taverns and stuff, but I think really for proper fighting pits, yeah. So
For proper getting punched in the head.
Now I win sometimes, but winning is not the object of my vice.
So yeah,
I just like to feel alive.
That's great. No, you should totally be in the docks for your vice. That's excellent.
So Grist is my
Docks
vice.
are an important place. So you spend a lot of your time getting mashed on by huge scoves.
That could be something else.
I mean,
You don't know me.
There's a question mark at the end of there. I don't know.
Yeah.
What else do we need to know about you?
What do we need to know? I have deadly friends.
Yeah, who are your friends
So my
/frenemies?
my frenemy is named Melvir, and he is a physiker. And I think the reason we are frenemies is while I was a spirit warden, I suspected him of basically hiding bodies from us, and so I hounded him a bit about that. And
So he probably knows Croak then.
yeah, so I put like the screws to his thumbs, perhaps literally. But he does not like me and is not fond of me for that reason.
All right,
And-
Melvir, a physiker and a cultist whom Birch has tortured. That's great.
and Celine, a sentinel, and I don't know what she's a sentinel of. I'm willing to float some ideas on that, but
I have a thought.
sure.
One of two things. One, she's like a customs agent,
Okay.
or two, that she is a like Deadlands sentinel. So like she gets sent outside of the city to like
Ooh,
scout
I
out.
I like that second one a lot. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So a Deadlands sentinel. And how do you know Celine?
I think I think I was like her point of contact with some people. And after I got out of the wardens, we stayed in touch. I think I may have gone with her on a mission or two to like help her out.
Okay. It's worked with Birch in the past.
Or like to track down, like I've tracked down people because that's what I do. So
Cool. All right.
do we
Well, that
need
was
to know anything else about me?
quick and straightforward. Why did you join the crew?
Why did I join the crew?
Did someone recruit Birch? Is this like a friend of a friend situation? Like maybe they're not your contact, but is there some other like shared NPC between you and one of the other characters? What do y'all think?
I mean, the only NPCs that we have that are sort of named in relation to the crew specific are Catalyst's friend Salia, Andril, and
Milosh.
Yeah.
I think
Are you a
Is-
Milosh friend?
I was like,
No,
am I a
what?
friend of Milosh?
I mean,
This-
Milosh definitely frequents the fighting pit.
yeah, so yeah,
Right
no.
there. Okay.
Maybe Milosh is just like this guy. He just like takes a beating. He's just
You know who needs
Yeah,
you,
you
my
have, like, a
friend?
bit of
My
a
boss.
small reputation within that particular club of being like, just like not going down when you should or something.
Yeah.
It's like
Like-
just stay on the ground. No.
Actually,
Like, I
I
imagine it-
think for that reason, I'm going to change my ability to tough as nails because that
Okay.
seems to make much more sense in context.
Cool,
Um,
yeah.
Penalties from harm are one level less severe. The level 4 harm is still fatal. So
Nice.
That's good because you're gonna get hurt in your line of work.
yeah, probably.
I mean, more than likely.
Well, if I have anything to say about it.
I mean, we all get hurt a lot all the time.
Everybody hurt.
Everybody hurts.
I don't.
Have we had like a physical description of Birch? I feel like
haven't.
that would be helpful.
Oh, yes. So Birch is so the Dagger Islands, they're kind of like sailors and whatnot. I mean, he's second generation, he's been living there, but I kind of imagine them as like South Asian in appearance. So or like from
So like the Dagger Isles would be like Indonesia or something. kind
yeah, so
of?
yeah, so he's something like that. He's a little darker skinned. He's got like a bit of a like a chin beard going, and he it's typically like he seems very friendly in his demeanor. Like he's pretty
Oh,
outgoing,
okay.
and he's he's collected and he's nice. He wears like a long coat with a hood over it when he's on the job or when he's out and about in town. And I imagine him as like this probably like normal height, like 5'9", man with like short, he's like got like short dark hair, like short curly dark hair. And yeah, so otherwise he just tries to remain fairly nondescript and just blend in so people don't notice him following them around.
How would you characterize his equipment?
His
You have like, these really nice guns,
yeah, so
electroplasmic ammunition.
yeah, so he carries like inside of his coat he has a pair of fine pistols which he often carries with him, and they are quite fancy. Let me see.
Made by some like well-renowned gunsmith.
Yeah, Cardera's Daughters is the name of this. The smithy or the smithers who make them.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's some tough lady gunsmiths.
Yes, and so yeah, occasionally he's carrying, and of course he does not often go around with his pet.
Okay, so your pet like lives in the hideout mostly.
Mostly, I mean, I there's occasions when I go out with it or whatnot, but like if I'm on the job or if I'm tracking someone down, and because the pet is stealthy, but if I'm just out and about, then no, I usually am not going to be carrying this, or walking around with this pangolin in tow to attract attention.
But it's so adorable and
Yeah.
sharp.
But yeah, like just generally dark clothing, like grays and browns, and like high boots.
Yeah, I'm not a flashy individual.
No.
Yeah, like he really makes his best effort to blend in.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Well, I guess that brings us up to speed. So yeah, like notable things that have been happening in Crowsfoot. So, like I mentioned, there's a big reconstruction effort that's underway. Lots of laborers coming in from other districts. And it's clear that this was a somewhat politically motivated move following the like laborers riot that y'all incited
Yeah.
docks. It was like very conveniently shortly thereafter that all these like city council sponsored labor contracts came up to like repair Crowsfoot, because normally they don't give a crap about this district, but the city council was like suddenly taking an interest in revitalizing it. And it's creating work for all of these like angry and dispossessed Scovelanders who were having issues at the docks. unfortunately, as a result of all the mayhem that you all caused, there's been a lot of like ghost activity in the district as well. Particularly, loops have started popping up. And so you'll be like walking down an alley, and then suddenly there will be these two like spectral images of like people fighting and murdering each other, or like these moments of passion, like two people arguing. But you can't like understand what they're saying, and it's generally just this like really gut-wrenching and scary thing for most of the common people.
But if you go through the area, you'll like see it, from
Yeah.
the same scene.
And like the people who frequent the same area will like start to recognize a given and there are all kinds of weird street slang terms for them, like the going to see the picture shows or the plays or whatever. Because it's like these same scenes repeating over and over. Obviously the spirit wardens have come in pretty hard into the district. They've actually set up a like a temporary investigation headquarters. Let's just pick a building at random. They're set up over here. That is the Spirit Warden's Special Investigation Units HQ. And like Rubik's, for a fact that Cross is assigned to it, who you have encountered previously. She's kind of heading up this effort.
Did I encounter Cross?
I think we
Or
have,
other
we
members
have
of the
I
crew
don't-
did?
I think
I
we have
don't-
heard of Cross, but I don't think we've actually met her.
At the very least, Rubik knows who she is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think actually it was Cricket and Croak who met her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they went to like rat someone out to the Spirit Wardens. So that's a thing that's going on.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it
Rubik's was busy framing the person you were ratting out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this person is known to the crew. There's definitely like this ongoing labor crisis in the docks that y'all are kind of vaguely aware of, but I don't think anyone's really close enough to it. Birch would probably know more than anyone about it because you frequent the docks a lot and you spend time.
Yeah, there's
Other laborers?
probably a lot of angry people.
You've been overhearing a lot of rumors about like people forming unions and organizing, and there is this like undercurrent or whatever of like philosophy of these like rogue philosophers who are referring to themselves as the collectivists that you've heard about. But it's just rumors. I'm sure it's nothing.
Probably.
And other than that, it's just the usual, bringing in the drugs, selling the drugs. Y'all don't have very much in terms of legitimate business at the moment, but you still have those gambling dens that you've taken over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if we detailed very much about them.
We didn't really.
No.
But they were taken from the Crows?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or was it from the Lampblacks?
It was from the
It was the
Crows.
Crows.
Those
From the
ones.
Crows
Yeah, I think the
specifically?
Lampblacks were insolvent by the time you guys had started taking turf. So
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, let's just place them on the map just for fun. Does anyone have any thoughts on where they should be? Within your territory, of course. Or they can be in like a building adjoining it if you want. Because you're starting to
Okay, so our blue square here is our
Yeah,
turf.
and let me just put some text or like a little symbol on the so that is this, and yeah, feel free to just draw on the map.
okay. Yeah, let's get one by the water.
Oh yeah.
There we go. I
across
was
from the
muted.
docks, yeah.
I said that and that would likely be our gambling dens.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Cool, yeah, because it's like it's not just one place.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep, I'm fine with that.
Okay, cool. What are they called?
Loaded die is definitely one of them.
The loaded die.
That's not very confidence inspiring.
Yeah.
It's probably
Oh.
the one by the dock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a cheap
'cause the
ran
loaded-
down. Yeah,
It's got
like
some picture that's like a die, but with half of it open, like it's a ship being loaded or something. It's a pun. It's a clever pun.
It's a
Okay.
clever pun.
And then what's the other one called?
I want to be like the Aces or something like that.
All right, it's called the Drowned Ace.
Nice.
There we go.
Nice. There we go.
So I got one quick question before we really get kicked off here.
Yeah.
Should we be removing our stress and harm right now as
Yeah.
time has passed?
It's been 3 months, yeah.
Yeah, all your stress and harm is away.
Cool. And I still assume that I need to get a purveyor for my vice, correct? Or has
Yeah.
that been indulged already?
Oh, you definitely still need to find a new purveyor.
Okay.
But you know, there'll be time for that after our
Oh, absolutely.
and so where we're gonna kind of come in back into the story is with Cricket.
Oh.
You've been invited by Mylara Clev, your good friend,
Mm-hmm.
head of the Red Sashes. So you get this like letter they like find you at this cafe that you frequent or something.
Mm-hmm.
And just this, this very polite Eruvian, like probably some official from the Eruvian consulate, gets a letter to give to you, care of this whatever place. And so someone finds you in the street, it's this courier, and they hand you the letter, and it's got her seal on it or whatever, and asks for you to just like come and meet her whenever. And so we're in this meeting, which is at her, in their compound. She has this office.
The
within it.
academy or what have you, like the.
Yeah, it's like a really sparse room with like a Zen like rock garden in the corner of it.
Mhm.
And there's no like furniture. There are just mats and like a low table that's like 3 inches off the ground that she's
Mhm.
kneeling in front of. And she's going through various documents. She's got this letter opener, and she's just kind of brusquely like opening these letters and then placing it down exactly at right angles to everything else on her desk, and then snapping open the letters. And you get ushered in by this.
Yeah, so if we're coming into the scene, I enter the room and sort of bow politely as I do so, because she's important. It's
Yeah,
very-
like she doesn't bow back to you. She's just kneeled at this table reading a letter
yeah,
and like motions for you to come over. And she's like, yes, yes.
yeah, and
Okay.
I come and I kneel down on the opposite side of the table on the mat that's there, and I ask, so you wanted to see me?
Yes, well. And like, some servant like brings some tea and puts it on the table without saying anything and leaves. And she like slashes open another letter and unfolds it while she's talking to you. We've been doing good business thanks to your help. All that nastiness with the crows a few months ago. But as is always the case in this line of work, new threats have risen, new problems to be dealt with. Although, maybe just old problems resurfacing. And so we need you and yours, to do what you do best.
Any particular problems that you're thinking about specifically?
Yes, well, there's a shipment. Not one of ours, of course. The competition. We need you to take it out. I don't care what becomes of the supply. I just don't want it in their hands.
Another ship at the docks.
This one's coming in with some smugglers. They've gotten wise. Taking extra precautions. Our hope is that, well, I know you're a good girl and that you understand, even though you're of the new generation, the importance of loyalty for us. And it's clear, she's referring to like the whole
Eruvian, thing.
code of ethics and all this kind of stuff.
Of course, I'd never betray your confidence in me.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm talking to you and not that weird friend of yours.
He is a little weird sometimes. Does good work though.
Oh wait, and like Marlera is super fucked up because y'all almost.
She's got
killed
like
her.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's burned.
Yeah, I think actually
Croak
like
almost killed her.
the left side of her face still has these scars on it, and her left arm is like totally withered and destroyed. Um, like it's gone.
Oh
Like she just has a
no.
like at the just above
no.
the elbow, and so she's doing all of this one-handed,
Mhm.
all this letter opening and stuff like that. It doesn't seem to have slowed her down much. But yeah, so she just like slides a piece of paper across the table that has like a map of where you're going to be doing this, and some other information, albeit somewhat coded.
Fold it and sort of tuck it away.
But
Once I've taken a
my
look.
question for you is, just like how we started last season, where it was one person giving you a job, but really it was someone else. Are y'all actually working for the Sashes right now? They hold the whole district, and you guys are friends ostensibly.
I would say that we are friendly with them, and we're not really wanting to start anything in the aftermath of the dock riots.
Yeah, I think it would be very difficult to turn Cricket against like a faction of Eruvians. Like
Yeah, but I don't think it's viewed that we work for them. Just very good friends.
But isn't it though?
But
Yeah.
certainly rumor on the street is that you're in their pocket.
Sure.
Sure,
Whether-
that can be
They are a
what
large
people believe.
They are a larger, more powerful faction than we.
Yes.
This is true. They're tier 3 and you're still tier 1.
Yeah. For the time being, I am content with our lot with the red sashes.
Okay. Great.
So
So they want you to like hit this shipment, but mostly they want you to kill all the smugglers to eliminate this like avenue of
this avenue of
entry
income, yeah.
for the
Mhm.
Okay.
And just to complicate things, Rubik, of course, simultaneously you and Birch are in a meeting with another person.
Oh.
Excellent.
And so this is what's her name? Ashlyn, who is a member of the Hive and who was your contact for a previous job that y'all did, which in fact was the job where you set up the thing that almost killed Clev.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you fought with the wraiths and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she has invited you to this like, it's like a warehouse. It's just on the inside of the docks district. Piles of like these crates, these kind of loose crates with smaller boxes inside of them. Like heavily guarded, but all looking very official and very on the up and up. Like the blue coats are helping provide security for this thing.
Okay.
And no one bats an eye when you have this like written invitation from her, and you get brought in and she's at a desk like writing some notes. Get some whiskey brought in for you all. And she's a little bit mousy, these like very fine glasses, quite well dressed, but doesn't wear any jewelry or anything like that. And she speaks very deliberately, like so there's like always a long pause before she talks. And so, yeah, she's just finished explaining to you that she's been assigned as your handler, so she calls it, saying that some people have taken an interest in you. And so she asks at the end, she's like, I trust you don't have a problem with this arrangement.
As long as the money's good, I'm fine.
Yes, well, we have plenty of work, and as you can see, we are not in a position to get our hands dirty. We have to remain very clean to operate as we do.
This is a nice setup you have.
I aim to keep it that way. This is why I need you to do something for me.
Which is?
Yes, well, I know that people are saying that you're just a lapdog for the sashes, but I know that's not true. I know that you all are on your way up. And given that you are my project now, I've been assigned to you by my organization, I aim to support you in your ascent, because the rising water raises all ships. Isn't that so?
Yes.
Well, in that case, what I need you to do is, well, you see, the sashes are making their move, trying to wriggle their way into the drug trade, which, as you can see, we have cornered. It's ours. I'm not about to give it up. And so I need you to tear down this little supply line that they've been developing. We have some rumors and some indications of where it might be.
Very well. However, as much as I am enjoying this indirectness, I do need to know where this particular line is going to be. Our quietness has been for a reason, as you know.
Yes, you have the attention of the Bluecoats and the inspectors. I get regular updates from them. I can make these problems go away. Something very few other people can offer you.
You have my attention.
I've never wanted to leave my
How-
head in Iron Hook.
However, I do still need a location in which to plan.
Yes, well, it's right on your doorstep after all. The sashes haven't moved outside of Crow's Foot. They're still consolidating their power there. It'll be coming in soon. They're working with folks in Tangletown, you see, obscuring their way of entry. However, even there we have our people. They've spotted what's happening. I don't need you to destroy Tangletown or anything like that. Something a little bit more restrained is in order. There are some people who I would like educated, since they're very misguided, and she like slides this dossier over to you that has like illustrations of all these people. Like
I flip it open and start looking through it.
they've had some artist like draw a likeness of all these various people.
Yeah.
These are various business owners, grifters. They're all part of the chain. And it's not just a matter of breaking one link, but all of them. It's very tangled. So
Yes,
I'd like you to
well,
clean this up.
Tangletown's a messy place. Some things that go in there never get found again.
Yes, no one will notice these disappearances. The Bluecoats stay well out of Tangletown. You won't have any trouble there.
It sounds doable at the very least.
Count me in.
Well, we can talk payment when you're done. However, included in payment will be me making use of some of my leverage with the Bluecoats. So you can count on a little bit less attention from them in the future if you pull this off. Anyways, I'm quite busy. And she like turns away, and like immediately someone is like handing her a clipboard to sign, and like she's got like all these people waiting to talk to her.
Yeah.
As I walk out with Rubik's, I'm just like, well, what do you think?
It's been a while since we've done a job, but I've kept my contacts fresh. It should be an interesting job nonetheless.
So everyone is in the hideout talking about the next job. And go.
Well,
Elk, you're muted.
Yep.
So, I went to a meeting with
So did we.
Miss Miller Clev over in the Red Sash Academy. They
I looked to Rubik's.
yeah, and I look to Rubik's too and I say, they like me a little more than they like you. So they wanted to talk to me. Reasonably, I think.
You're very likable, Cricket. It should be fine.
Thank you. We need to shut down an avenue of a particular set of smugglers for them so that things that don't belong to them aren't coming into their district, you know? Our district with them, obviously, but they are taking advantage of the chaos of recent months.
Well, Cricket, we have a job from the Hive instead. One who has certain leverages within the Blue Coats. We still can't walk through the streets easily enough with the attention that has been acquired over the last couple of months. And as much as I like as much as I like the Red Sashes, respect's in order. They should have easily called upon all of us, not just you.
It wasn't a matter of disrespect, it was a matter of cultural respect. Meetings one-on-one are very Eruvian.
Still.
Yeah, the Sashes haven't steered us wrong yet.
And considering, Rubik's, what we
Didn't do again.
I've seen it. I feel bad. It's gonna be problematic for her. Never mind.
Well, that's a shame. It really is. And she has my pity for the harms that the crows caused her.
Do you have pity? Is that a thing that you have?
He just kind of smirks. Doesn't quite answer it.
Mommy
and Daddy are fighting, and Bert's just staying out of this.
Listen, I think we should help the Sashes only because they are our closest neighbors, and if they decide that they want to step on us, it will be a very heavy step.
Yes, but again, they can wait. This job takes more precedence. We get paid for it, and we get some more leniency in future operations.
Question.
Answer.
How do we know that whoever you're looking at /for/ to beat up or kill or maim or explode, though Krog isn't here, so that might be harder. How do we know that they're not the people that the Red Sashes need to have alive? And vice versa for what the Red Sashes want us to do to the people who the Hive might want alive. I don't know that they're necessarily opposed, but the way that this is looking is that you've been contacted by one side of a
will
thing,
be-
and I've been contacting the other side of a thing, and
These are
either way, we're
business
gonna step on
people.
someone's toes.
They are not smugglers themselves.
I mean, if we really think about it,
And
if the Red Sashes want our help, I mean, we've got the Blue Coats breathing down our necks. What good are we to them when we can't move around without fear of, ending up on the block in Ironhook?
Respectfully, neither of you two are going to be the Red Sashes call on when I have to bow my head in great forgiveness for not doing the thing that I said I was going to do, and instead doing something else.
then how about you take a couple of the gang members and you go do what it is that the Red Sashes need you to do? However, the Hive, I'm a little bit more concerned about than the Red Sashes.
Why is that?
The Hive controls the drug trade. Period. The Red Sashes are trying to make a move against the Hive in this regards. And if they are only getting to the point now where they can make a move against the Hive, I would not want to be well-known allies of the Red Sashes if the Hive decides to cut them out of the picture.
Well, I hate to break it to you, boss, but we are kind of well-known allies of the Red Sashes.
Yes, but the
Point.
Hive knows that we don't work for them, that we're not only in their pockets.
So what you're saying, if I'm getting this right, and I like to think I've learned how to read what you're saying, at least a little bit over the course of our entire thing, but what you're saying is you want me to do the thing that I said I was going to do, and we're also going to do the thing that you told the Hive you were going to do, and we just hope that those things do not come at cross purpose.
I will be looking into these individual contacts using my network of people. And should they be Red Sashes, or very well-known Red Sashes, the Hive has given us their word that at the very least the authorities won't know or record their disappearances.
Well, that's helpful. I think
The Hive has also given us the opportunity to rise.
the Red Sashes are. Never mind. The thing that I'm gonna say here is that I don't think we have the right kind of people for killing off a whole line of smugglers, unless we're all working on it. I was specifically told to kill them, like get rid of them, like they need to not be around anymore. They need to shuffle off into the ghost lands, so to speak. I
We should
think
probably
maybe
cremate them.
yes. Yes. I was thinking, however, what if we hired some more people? You know, like the scavs we hired for that one thing, but I mean not hired temporarily, like maybe get some people on board who are a little more punchy than Milos and his crew of our crew of Milos's people. You know, they're great. I love them. They do a great job. Milos's mustache, real nice, but
I
they're
wish
not.
you would burn it off.
But they're not so good at punching stuff or shooting things. I think we need some of those people. Just thinking out loud.
Then we can hire some of those people. I will look more into the pits for more viable candidates.
Look, you're talking about hiring people. Eels don't swim in the grass, all right? We need to find we need to get some money first, and then we can worry about this. I say, you've got a network, Rubik's. Why don't you talk to some of your contacts, see if we can't keep tabs on these smugglers. We go hit these people in Tangletown, knock it out quickly, get some money, get the hive support, get the blue coats off of us, and then we can deal with whatever the red sashes are looking for.
Eels
I'm glad that you
swim in the
speak
grass.
more directly than I do, Birch. At least make it more easier to understand.
Out of character, that's why money doesn't grow on trees. Saying.
Eels. Yeah, I know. Just like in character, Cricket
Oh,
is
yeah,
confused.
Like,
It's a
What? Yeah.
don't worry about it.
so are y'all gonna basically attempt to do both jobs?
So if I read the situation correct, we're going to attempt to use Rubik's network to keep eyes on the smugglers so we can deal with them
Maybe.
after Tangletown.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down with you running both scores, just without any downtime in between them.
Okay.
So, you'll be taking on the risk of,
Trauma.
it's going to be hard to pull off,
We could do it.
When has that stopped us?
but that's the whole fun of Blades in the Dark.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
So
I like how Cricket presents this like whole thing, and Rubik's is literally just like, "No, Cricket, you're an idiot." Like, basically,
Such good friends.
They have a working relationship.
yeah.
we have a good friendship outside of work.
Outside of
We don't see eye to eye at work at all ever. Okay, so I'm going to go and I guess do some contact work.
Okay, so you're going to buy a downtime action?
Yeah, essentially. Guess I'll take this out of my stash to do it. Or do we have something in the crew
It
stash?
takes two
Let
come
me
out of your
check.
stash.
Yeah, it's either 2 out of your stash. Your crew, I think, is broke at the moment.
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah, so I'll take 2 out of the stash.
Ouch.
Ooh.
So
It-
your
it-
lifestyle actually takes a hit by way of this. Like, you were having nicer clothes and stuff before, but you have to sell some.
Yeah, like I had to sell off my wine collection,
Aw.
which is something that has Rubik's in an even
Big
more
loss.
foul mood now. So
Great.
yeah, let's go consort here.
Yeah, so you're asking your contacts.
We're essentially asking, I'm talking to my contacts and getting my network to keep an eye on the location of the smugglers that we know of. If
Okay,
that
yeah. So you
makes
want
sense.
some people kind of getting you information on these smugglers.
Yeah, so
Sure.
essentially setting up like shadows to follow them.
Okay, cool. And maybe Milosh and the others are involved.
Yeah, I would say like send the people who are not fighty to not fight and to watch.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So go ahead and roll your
Consort.
and we'll get your cohort involved. Now they are
You're talking about Milosh, Daphnia, Cobb, and Sethla,
yeah, and Rip, whoever it was that died.
and Rip, that other guy.
And the other guy.
Yeah, and they're just regular quality.
Yeah, they're the quality one rakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They're
we can
independent and
roll-
loyal.
Do a fortune roll for them, and then, or I guess really they're helping you. So, but in this game, that's how it works. So yeah,
Yeah.
you may as well just roll an extra die.
Okay, roll an extra die. Cool. Oh, so I did have calculating. So I do have the extra downtime, unless question mark.
We're not really
I-
like it's not a new downtime phase.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
not-
I'm just
it's
double
not-
checking
it's
that's
not-
not gonna play in
Yeah,
effect.
we're just tacking onto the.
Success.
6.
Okay, cool. So with the information that you have already from, so with this is from the Sashes, and they've done a lot of the legwork for you because they like you so much.
Yeah.
So go ahead and ask me some specific questions about this, and I will answer them. You can use the like gather info list
Gather info
down at the
list.
bottom of your character sheet. And we're going to say that y'all have great effect. So I will give you very good, detailed, you'll be getting a lot of information from this.
Okay, so ask how many questions? Or is it just whatever?
Give me one, but you can ask follow-up questions.
Okay. The one that I'll give you is how can I find the smugglers? Like, where will they be?
Yeah, by the time you're able to get to them.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think, the Sashes had this set up, where they wanted you to hit them at kind of the midpoint of the whole thing. But by observing their movements, you find another vulnerability. So it's not just like, there's not just this one spot where they're vulnerable when they're actually like loading, unloading. They have to go through a customs like checkpoint, which they have all the officials bribed at this particular checkpoint. They've spent some time developing it.
Okay.
And so this crew of smugglers who are called the Foghounds, they go through this particular checkpoint, and then following that, they cut into this particular like very disused ancient like subterranean canal thing.
Yeah, like a waterway.
And so your crew, like Milos and the others, are like watching them over the course of a couple days. And they catch them going in here, and then like instead of coming out the other end, they just disappear.
Okay.
But this is their like way out of the city is by way of this. It was like, Milos makes a bunch of like superstitious gestures and like spits on the floor when he's explaining it to you. But he's convinced that they have like a demon or something helping them get their boat out, because there's like, to hear him say it, there's no way that they could be otherwise. And so, yeah, there's like this very particular spot where they have to go. They're going very slowly. It's a place that you could easily set up to ambush them. It's dark. It's, there's lots of places to hide. It's underground. You're no notice from other people. It's an ideal ambush. There is this catch of some weird spooky crap happening somewhere in there.
All right.
Okay, so old abandoned waterway, potential ambush spot.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And that would give you enough time
to do the other thing.
to do both jobs.
Okay. You know what? Spooky, scary stuff hasn't stopped us before. Time to go to Tangletown.
In fact,
If you don't understand it, it can't hurt you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm summoning ghosts. Don't
So what's our
worry.
goal? Like track down these people and kill them
Yeah,
in
so
Tangletown?
the whole Tangletown situation is not like it's this one crew and they're all in this one place. It's this like network of people that they want you to break.
Like one after the other sort of thing.
Yeah, and so it's like a bunch of different people, and they have like expected locations for all of them. And so how would you
So my thought
undertake this?
is that we each take one to start, because if we kill one guy with 3 people and it's loud, the next guy's gonna know, they're connected in some way.
How many targets were there?
I think there are 4.
4 targets?
Just to make it interesting. Yeah, there are 4 of them.
All right.
So here's my thought. We forge some letters, say that they're required at some location, get them all to show up at some time, and then take them out then.
Seems easy enough to me.
Letters from who?
Someone official that they wouldn't be able to say no to.
You could spook them.
The inspectors.
You could spook them.
With
I'm just saying, like, if you send them a letter from the inspectors being like, "Come here at this time," they might just book it.
fair enough.
Or, quite simply, we play a very classic trick and we send each one of them a letter from someone else within the group to meet them at a spot.
Yeah, all right.
That seems better.
So it's going to be a deception
Yes.
method
Yeah.
of these forged letters,
Yes.
followed by an assault in ambush
Yes.
in the waterway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we're just going to run these as 2 scores back to back,
Mhm.
with engagement rolls for each.
Okay.
Um,
So before we get started, let's take our first break.
Sure.
Yeah.
And we'll be back in a couple of minutes with some more Blades in the Dark. See how these 2 back-to-back jobs go.
Certainly with none of us dead.
Oh yeah, or in jail, definitely.
Yeah.
and then someone has to get trauma too. So it'll be one of you will die, the other will go to jail, and the third will get horrible trauma.
I'm already writing my next character for Cricket's
All right.
jail time.
I guess I'm going to jail. Might as well take Jailbird now.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes.